Summer is fast approaching, which means it's time to get the word out about camps and clinics. Here are 2 ways to use Gipper to drive registration for your summer athletics programming. First up, as always, make a graphic. We have some camp flyers designed specifically for this use case, which is what I'll use today. You can use auto brand to apply your colors and logos to this graphic. You can see I'm shuffling the colors until I get a combo that I really like. Now, these flyer templates are great because you can share a few photos alongside a ton of information. I'll throw in a few stock photos in the media fields here. Now, don't forget that we have a built-in library of stock photos on Gipper, so if you're ever looking for a generic sport photo for backgrounds, etc., check out our stock photos folder in your gallery. Then update the text with all of my information. Don't forget you can resize, change the font, move around as needed. You can even drag elements off the template to remove them from your final graphic. So add in as much information here as you like, and just a quick reminder that if you include links on your graphic, they aren't clickable, so make sure they're easy to type in or throw the link in your caption as well. So when your graphic's all set, you can download it to your device. That way you can print it and put it wherever you need, or you can publish it directly to social media so all of your followers have access to your camp info. Now let's create a summer camp flyer with Gipper newsletters. Click on the newsletters tab in your nav bar and you'll see templates specifically designed for your newsletter needs. And there's also an option to create from scratch, which is what we'll choose today. Give your newsletter a title and then we'll get to editing. Our Create from Scratch option lets you build your newsletter from the ground up, so we'll get right into it by adding the sections we need. Let's always start your newsletter with a header, and even better, use our graphics integration tool to create a graphic for it. Click Add Header, then the Create Graphic option, and you'll see a window pop up where you can choose a newsletter header template, and once you've chosen the one you like, you can auto brand, edit, and customize your template just as you would a Gipper graphic. Now when all looks good, hit the Save to Newsletter button, and it'll drop right in your newsletter. Now that we've got an awesome branded header graphic, it's time to add sections. We have a number of options to choose from images and logos to text and spacers. The goal of our newsletter editor is to be as easy as possible for you to build what you're looking for. Now, I love including a bit of an intro to show what the newsletter is about, so I'll start with a few lines of text, format a bold header, and then add some subtext, and then throw in a divider so we can get into our sections. Again, this is a super customizable process, so however you build and design your newsletter is completely up to you. I want mine to be very simple and clean, so I'm going to select the layout section, which allows me to do text and images side by side. Now I can switch around the order I want the text and image to appear by using the flip toggle in the sidebar, and then from there I can just type in my text and upload images. There are plenty of options for editing the templated design here as well, so adjusting the padding and the spacing of elements in each section, but I'm going to keep it simple and stick to the templated design on this one. I will adjust some of the text formatting, which you have a lot of options for, including inserting hyperlinks. Now this is the part that I love most about our newsletters tool. You can add links and buttons right in your newsletter so that they're clickable for any readers. Now more on this in a minute, but for now I'm gonna insert an image and then we'll build some more sections. To do this, I'm just gonna clone this one section that I've already created since I like the layout and design. Now this makes it super easy for your entire newsletter to come together in minutes. So I'll just clone and then edit the text and image for each section. You'll notice that I'm doing all of my editing right on the newsletter itself, which makes it super easy to input my information and just make my vision come to life. You've also got a little toolbar on the side of each section, which is where you'll find the option to clone, delete, and move the order of sections around. Once I've got all of my camp information added, I'll add one final section, which is going to go back to what I mentioned earlier about clickable links. I'm going to add a button to my newsletter so that it's super clear to whoever is reading that they can click this button and be taken right to my camp registration page or wherever they need to go to get signed up. It's an incredibly easy way to not just deliver information about your camps and clinics to parents and athletes, but to give them a one-stop shop to get signed up as well. I'm very happy with the way this newsletter turned out, so I'm going to make sure to save it so I can use this design again. Then I can also preview what my newsletter will look like on both desktop and mobile, and then I can move on to publishing my newsletter. Now this is going to generate a custom link to my newsletter that I can copy and paste anywhere I want to share. So I can email it out, I can put it in a social media caption, I can add it to my link in bio or my website, and get it in front of as many people as possible in as little time as possible. Right now we're looking at a real customer example. This is a super simple approach with some general information about each camp as well as some clear links to get registered. Here's another great example of a newsletter that was posted on X with a link in the caption. Sharing your newsletter on social is a great way to get more information out to a wide audience. Obviously, there's a lot more info here in this newsletter than could be shared in a tweet, but you still get to take advantage of your social media reach. I love this approach with a whole detailed section of FAQs about camps and clinics, followed by a nice branded button to register. So if you haven't yet started to promote your summer camps and clinics, now is the time. Give a graphic camp flyer or a Gipper newsletter a try, and make sure to tag us at Go Gipper when you do.